Alright, so I'm deciding to do 15 minutes unfiltered. I'm feeling lazy, so I am not going to water the grove today. It had a couple days of rain, and I'm feeling lazy and depressed. Unfiltered, I kind of get really honest. Know what I mean? And no, that is not me relieving myself. I get a little bit quirky. But part of Unfiltered is just to let loose and be myself. And I like myself. Well, I like my accomplishments. But, anywho, I said Unfiltered. It's about to be unfiltered. So get ready for it. It's about to happen. Alright, so that was me. See, I will be like that around my friends. I'll get all rickety with it. I have to go in there, don't I? I don't want to. Oh, and I locked you inside, didn't I? Ah, son of a... I do have a couple things I have to water. Otherwise, I'm a bad person. Just transplant a couple things and got a couple things in pots, and I'm not about to be a bad person. I want to look at myself in the mirror. Plus, it's only a spritzer. Just enough to keep that transplant from saying, oh, I give up. In fact, one of these I'm going to have to move tomorrow. A little bit more forward because I planted them a little bit too high up. It just doesn't fit the motif. That's right. Take all that water right there. Go on, get it. That's right. Yeah, get it. Let me throw some pimping in it. Yeah, that's how I talk when I'm by myself. But, I'm thinking about the apathy. Well, I guess the general perspective of psychology toward autism. Psychologists set the tenor. Okay, so they're the ones that ultimately said whether or not something was important and what something was. And when they acted presumptively, saying that autism is a disorder, it changed the tenor of research and the tenor of application of said research. And one thing you'll notice on the channel is I give a lot of solutions, right? That's because I believe that a complaint without a solution is just whining. Yes, I whine a lot of times because I can't figure out the solution. And this is my way of openly brainstorming while being vulnerable. So, I'm doing my thing. Speaking of doing my thing, coffee. Oh yeah. Alright, this is 50-50 Trader Joe's organic roast, which I love. You mix half and half with I wish they'd call it nightshade, because it's bold, it's rich, it's beautiful in the roast. And then you got these other ones that look like they literally just came straight off the tree. Mix those two together, you got yourself a little half and half, which actually mirrors my ancestry. Told you, Unfiltered. So, I was talking to this guy on Twitter, right? So my Twitter handle is Adornus, Eadornus, right? So check it. This guy, he lives in Illinois, and he lives in Cairo or something like that. And it brought back memories of great-grams. So my great-grandmother, well, let me tell you some story before I get to that. Moorcraft is her last name. Now, Moorcraft comes from more crafts, because my ancestors were craftsmen, and they were Moors. True story. So, basically, a little bit of jungle fever happens between the Ashkenazi Jews and the Moors. They come over here to America to avoid persecution and so on and so forth, change their last name, and all of a sudden, they got to do something because they are immigrants. Now, the Moors, I mean, they already had a little bit of establishment here, and they even had their own set of laws, which is interesting to look up, but without proof, and I think you still have to have affiliation, then those laws don't apply. Plus, I mean, this is America. We don't care. Judges don't care. That's my opinion. But, yeah. Thinking about, she was a craftsman, descendant of craftsmen. She had a, I guess, to me now it's antique, but she had a air blowing shop. So she could make things like the quarter pounder. She would take a quarter, put it inside a piece of wood, take a clothespin, and then on one side put a hammer. Quarter pounder. I mean, little stuff like that. She had some blown glass stuff that I bought from her. Like, she was just kind of playing the game with me. Like, she was going to give it to me, and I thought I was actually buying it from her and, you know, haggling and all that. Like, it was kind of cool. Great Grams was cool. But she was the victim of Lynch syndrome, which comes with being an Ashkenazi Jew. So, yeah, that's in the family. I mean, most of what it turns out to be is preventable. In fact, I'm overdue for my inspection. It's a colonoscopy and endoscopy with Salem Gastro all up in there. Salem Gastroenterology all up in there. Or enterology. Man, let me tell you something. And that joke was forced. I usually flow it a lot better, but I'm still thinking about the camera, which is what I'm trying to shut off. But I'm not succeeding. Coffee. I don't know what cartoon or TV show I saw it from, but there was this kid that just came out like, coffee. I'm just like, okay, yes, that's me. Birds, I ain't gonna do nothing to you. I'm turning around. That's all right. I'm looking at you. Look at me. I don't care. These animals out here are bold. Like, the deer will come within 10 feet of you. Okay, Ashkenazi Jews, great grandma. Okay, talking to this guy. So, she blows glass. Not changing it, but phrasing. So, she had a glass blowing shop, and I mentioned it to him. He blows glass. I'm sticking with it. So, yeah, he's a glass blower. He joined the U.S. Air Force, and I'm telling him, yeah, I joined the U.S. Marines. And they couldn't break me, but when they pointed out a critical flaw in the fact that I wasn't fully understanding commands, yeah, they're right. I was a liability. Which is why I run a veterans op. Like, I feel so guilty for not catching it. I mean, I'm a patriot all the way through. And I really look at things from a critical standpoint. But on the same token, I also know how to speak to both sides. Which I've got a video that will show that off. I've just got to edit it because there are a few things that will be taken out of context. Excuse me. Forgive me. Yeah, I'm taking it all off right now. Like, my friends, this is what they see. All the time. Left and right. Up and down. I mean, I was joking with my friend Pep earlier today, and he was cracking me up. I was cracking him up. I mean, we have a crap ton of fun. It was nice, because I haven't laughed. I don't laugh a lot. It's forced laughs. That's right. I own this piece. Hold on. Crap. I gotta protect my coffee. Okay. What the heck? You bastards need to stop dropping off damn trees. Reminds me of that dang commercial. This is Dirty Bird coming in for the landing. And then, you know, all these pigeons were about to, you know, cover a car. I thought it was hilarious. And then it ended up being a Windex commercial because one of them ran into the glass window, but they couldn't see that it was like a window. I thought that was cool. By the way, I'm forming a dimple, but also injury. But it's easier to hold this with my left hand, this with my right. That's going to be a running joke-ish, like a running phrase. F it, whatever, it's running. Kind of like the refrigerator. So, I love illogical humor. Oh, yeah, guy. See, this is what happens when you rabbit hole. I told you 15 minutes unfiltered. You better trust me when I'm talking. So, yeah, this dude, he's been published for autism papers and all of that. And I'm just telling him, like, dude, seriously, really? Cool, let's talk. I want to hear your story. And that pastor story, because guess what? I was, I guess, given the title of associate pastor in the Kojic church with one of them, while I was there. And I have studied to be a pastor for quite a bit of time since I was a teenager. Not joking. Of my own volition. When they say it's a calling, it's a calling. And I always knew I was called to be a pastor, but never a pulpit pastor. I knew I had to preach in the pulpit to be able to speak. Like, these are things I knew, and it can be confirmed with people I've talked to over the years since I was a teenager. Not joking, still. And it's one of those where, believe it or not, the Kojic church brought out some of the best in me. Pastor Burns put me in front of the church every week knowing I was shy, but also knowing I love to sing. Pray on just a little while longer. Pray on just a little while longer. Pray on just a little while longer. And everything is gonna be alright. Yeah. Do you know how hard it is to learn old gospel songs? Because that's kind of where my heart is. Like, his eyes on the sparrow. Let me tell you something. And go down, Moses. Let my people go. But I prefer to sing that one classically. And no, I'm not going to do it here because classical with me projects. And right now you can also hear I'm a little bit tired. And my breathing ain't exactly the best. But I'm working on it. 12:59. Now I'm on the clock to keep talking. Oh, yeah. But I'm hoping to get papers published. I could really use some help. And then I'm hoping to get my book published. Because I've got one heck of a story. But it's got to be verified. Like, that's the thing, is I don't know. Like, we can release it early, sure. I'd prefer to have it verified before. That way when people read it, they're not reading it with apprehension after a few critics review it. It would be more from the stance of learning. I think that's critical for this book. At least for the intent of this book. But I've got to I got to figure it out. Wow, my hair is light. Like, that yellow you see right there is what I looked like as a kid. But then I went to, like, in the past few years, I was a dirty blonde. Like, see this right here? Basically this without the Irish. And now it's like Obama after his second term. But then again, I've had a lot of stress though. The thing is, I've never had an outlet. Like, never had a real outlet. I just suppressed it and meditated, and then once in a while, when I got a punching bag, just went woo. And plus, when I say martial arts is, it's in another video, but when I say it's my way of exercise, it's a method of stress relief. Martial arts, Tai Chi, all that good stuff. I mean, focusing on a single punch, every punch, a single kick, every kick, single purpose, every movement. That's relaxing to me. It is. But this personality you see him right now is the personality that all of my friends see. I'm just honest with them, candid, friendly, exhausted. Anywho, 15 minutes and 10 seconds. I got another 20 seconds before the intro is done or covered as far as the 15-minute promise. That's the thing, promises mean a lot to me. And we're going to run over on this one. Rules mean everything to functional autists that I know. Like the ones at least nearly as pronounced as I am, if not more so. I don't know too many more so. Like maybe one or two. I don't know. I've 5, 6, 7. 7 I've known about or known personally. But promises mean everything to me because it's meant to be a statement of fact. It's not meant to be a statement of intent. And again, I work by definition. So 16 minutes and 2 seconds. Oh my gosh. I need to get off of here. I need food. Jeez. Bye. Stop keeping me. Anyways, it's been Unfiltered.